Friends, welcome to you for this new episode. And this I've made as per the new government announcements, and which will give benefits to NRIs and those who are stationed outside India. So, what boost they will get from these announcements, I will just try to explain you because a lot of calls and inquiries I received regarding the government, how they announced and what will be the future for the investments in India. So I would like to give you a brief detail for that. Last week you have seen lot of announcements were made by finance minister, and you would see that FDI was allowed to 100% in coal mining. Again, the in retailing also the FDI was allowed, and lot of other things were happening. And now the tax cuts, like income tax rates, have been reduced to very big way. So these reforms they have done in a big way. So in that regard, I want to just explain you, because when we were just discussing, the GDP came down to 5% last quarter, April to June. Like in India, what we calculate, April, May, June, the first quarter of our year 2019 and 20, the GDP was around 5%. And it was very alarming for the everybody, and even the government was quite astonished by seeing these GDP numbers. Even RBI governor also said it was a surprise to them how this GDP has come down to this level, because they were expecting around 7 to 8% at least to be there for India, because India is again a developing country, and they should maintain this GDP. And the Prime Minister also announced the 5 trillion economy India will be there from now at present of 2.7 trillion economy. So to come to that closer to the 5 trillion economy by 2024 also, it seemed very impossible task for the government. So the government was also worried how to come to these figures, and again they decided just to go for the reforms, and in a big way they planned it, and it was a very good for the government to plan in a big way these reforms. So, like, I would like to come to the point that again the tax cut was required, because for the new investments, how the people will come to India, because because the tax rate was 35% for the corporate. So again, to reduce down from 35%, the government did it in a way that they reduced to 22%. Again, the thing for the new industry as well, they did a very right thing by reducing it down to 15%, income tax rate 15%, and effective rate was with the surcharge and other things, it comes around 17.1%. So this rate is, if you compare it with the all southeastern countries as well as USA also. USA, you have around 21% of income tax for the corporate tax. So likewise in also the South Asian countries as well, it is around 20 to 25%. So India, actually, they have come to the par of all these, and the tax rates were very higher side in India have been reduced down to such levels. So this creates a very big opportunity for the people staying outside India, and they want to come back to India, and this is going to be a very rewarding for them if they come to India, because now the dollar rate, which stands at around 71 rupees, $1 is equal to 71 rupees, and also it's a very good amount of that. If you want to invest from dollar to in Indian currency, it will be a very good amount for you. Some problems were raised because of the employment was not unemployment rate was going up. So government also decided to go these incentives to all the industry, so they can go for a new expansions, diversifications as well, to create new jobs. So this will happen. And again, you see that from in 2014, when the new government came into power, that time the population was about 110 crores. So, and now this is now when we are standing to 2019, this stands around 135 crore population, a jump of around 25 crore of population. It gives you the picture of the clear picture that such jobs cannot be created. It takes time. It will take time. So now the people are available, government policies are in favorable. So this is the right time for investment in India. That I feel personally, that now you can buy the land in India, you can start a factory, small factory in India, or you can go in a big way investment in India. And because the effective rate of interest has also been lowered down by the government, now the banks already they have lowered down around 1 to 2% of interest rates also, and the liquidity they have got in banks, the liquidity is there because government has also announced in their policies that loans will be distributed to all the people, those who come with the good project ideas. So if you come with a good project idea, government will also be giving you proper loans and very low interest rate. So that will be also very effective in business. Accordingly, when I discuss other things also, that the other laws also they have diluted in so many ways, like labor laws, factory inspector laws, and like PF and other things. What were happening, it was very difficult to maintain records and other things. Now the government has come out with a lot of new policies where these laws have been diluted. Like some people say in India, the traffic rules are more stricter than all these laws. So this will create a new environment in India where you can also work very freely and can do your business as you are just experiencing in outside India. So that will happen. It will come to India. And again, the effect of demonetization, which was a very ill effect of that, but that has already been gone now. And now the new GST regime, if you see, the good effects are still to come. GST has been applicable. Government is receiving around 1 lakh crore per month, the revenues. And this is increasing. Last year it was quite stable, but I think from this year it will increase. So it will give government a new push for their new investments in other infrastructures if they get more GST. Now the tourism industry is also growing up because in the last announcements they have announced lot of measures for the tourism industry. They have given discounts to the in GST for the room tariffs as well. So tourism industry is also growing up. And if you see the now the Sardar Patel statue, if you see, about 9,000 visitors are coming every day to visit that site. And in a peak day, it's about 34,000 visitors they visited. So, if in such a way, if tourism is also taken care of, I think India will be a tourist destination as well. It will improve a lot. So now, when you are thinking of how to come to India and in what industries you would like to invest, because which are the popular things which will happen to industry, and you can go and go for the investments. So I would like to just mention you like India will be very keen on conservation of energy because India wants energy, because you are quite aware that India is importing about 80% of its petroleum product requirements from outside. 80%. This is very high figure. And India is more keen on conservation of energy as well as renewable energy and plastic waste recycling, because the plastic waste also government is very much concerned. They are going ahead with all these measures to just reduce down the plastic waste and use of plastics also. Government is banning a lot of things in India, so where single use plastics will be totally banned. So now this plastic recycling industry, if it grows up, so some good ideas, innovative ideas can be put on, or you can bring some ideas from outside to put a new industry for that also. In also new ventures like ERP solution is getting very popular in India for small sectors, like small workshops or like small shops or small establishments. They need a good ERP which can take care of their day-to-day activities, even taxation as well. So this is going to be a good service requirement for Indian industry or Indian people. And also in ISRO, like Indian Space Research Organization, they are going ahead with a lot of new projects. In even also DRDO, where defense development products are made, here there are a lot of new product requirements are there. If somebody is quite keen on developing that also, they can plan it in India. And in agro processing sector, it's also a very fast growing sector in India, because government has given a push to this agro sector in a big way by giving lot of incentives to farmers. The farmers are now not like earlier days, they are now producing well, and also the monsoons are now in India is now regular. So they have got again the irrigation systems in place. So I think the lot of agro products will get the production by improvement, and also the agro processing industry will get a big boost for that. So if in a small scale or big scale or like scale, any scale, if you like to put new industry for agro processing for like division, you can start for that. And again, when I'm talking about the like incentives what the government is already declared, that is in mining sector. So like mining sector related lot of things are there. Like automobile sector also will get a very good boost for that. And also when the government is planning for like electrical vehicles, so in that related area also so many developments can be made. So you can plan for that. And now this is the time that you can come to India to invest in India, and you will see a very big growth. And I was talking to a lot of people, they are getting about 3 to 5% return outside India. So in India you can plan in a big way, so you can get at least 15 to 20% return in for your capital employed in India with starting up a new project. So now you can think of, because now we have to forget all the past, the figures what we received, that we have to now forget. Now that was the very the bottom out, and now we have to go to the peak. So now this is starting up, and I think that from this time the beginning has already been made. And now that you can see from the stock markets of India as well, the last Friday it increased about 1921 points, a big like around 2000 points, a big boost for the stock market. So as you see, the stock market also gives you the clear picture for the next coming years. So this picture we have already seen, so now we have to see and work upon it. So I think I thank you for listening to me. Thanks a lot.